Welcome back to Hype FM, celebrating the best and latest in New Zealand music. Today's very special guest is Frankie Venter, rising pop sensation. How are you going?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good, good. And first of all, I'd love to get into how you started in singing and writing music and all that.
I grew up in like a super duper like creative and like supportive household. We didn't have, I don't think we had a TV till we were like, I want to say like 11 or 12. So like I didn't have a lot of distractions, so I kind of just like, we used to make art all the time, and we had like guitars around the house and lots of music playing always. We had like a little karaoke like box like with like a mic, and I would just like, our house was made out of concrete during the time, and so I would like drive everyone up the wall with my singing. But yeah, like I don't remember it, but my mum says that I've been singing since I could talk. And then I started doing like talent shows, and like I played like made up a band with my sisters and played like retirement villages. That was fun. People were falling asleep during my performance, which was great. I was like 11, I would have been. And then loads of open mics. And then during school I started to take music a lot more seriously. And I entered the Play It Strange songwriting competition, and I was a finalist and got to record a song for the first time properly and put it out on Spotify, which was so fun.
Awesome.
And then I've always had like this singing account. It used to be called Frankie Singing XX or something on Instagram. So I've had that since I was like, I want to say like 11. So I had it from like a pretty young age, and then just like posted videos of me like singing loads of covers, and they seemed to pick up a little bit, like and it was really cool, and I reached like some really cool people, and so then when I was 13, I thought I was a bit too cool for school, so I'm not posting on my singing account anymore. It's so weird.
So lame.
And then like about a year later, I was like, no, I want to take music seriously, so I started posting covers, and then when my first song came out, I just kind of started posting like general content, and now I'm here.
That's so cool. I think it's so great that it seems like you've always been passionate about it. It's something that you've always wanted to do. And it's so great that you're here now releasing music. And who would you say were your like creative influences or musical influences growing up?
I mean, during like my childhood, like we had like, I think I got a Rihanna, I talk about this all the time. I got like a Rihanna CD, and when I was 3, and I was like, there's like a kind of like a meme in my family, and I'm like, I got Rihanna for Christmas. And I thought for some reason that she was in the CD or something, and I thought that she was my friend or something. It was weird. And I was 3, and so like listen to her like non-stop, just like dancing, singing, like not even knowing what half of the words meant because they were very explicit, talking about like, it was pretty crazy as a 3-year-old to be singing that. But then I dropped her CD in a puddle, and for some reason in my head she had like died because the CD was ruined. So I was like, I can't listen to Rihanna anymore. So I listened to her till I was like 6, and then I dropped her CD in a puddle, and I thought she died for some reason. And then I mean, Mum played a lot of like Coldplay. Jen Wigmore was massive like influence. So I just like put those CDs on repeat, and so that was like growing up. And then once I got like a phone and like social media and Spotify, like love like Clearer, love Benny. I talk about it all the time. Right now, like I feel like Tate McRae, Serena Carpenter, Chapel Roan especially is like killing it. It's so cool to like I talk to so many people, like even like my family, my friends, and like I think like people in the industry, everyone's so excited where like pop music is going right now. Like it's so like different, and like it's a really like accepting culture in some ways. But I'm really excited where like pop music is going.
Yeah, there's some really exciting female acts. Female power all the way. And I think it's really cool, like you mentioned, it's like so many different genres. Like, as you mentioned, from Sabrina Carpenter all the way to Chapel Roan, she's doing things that we've never really seen recently in the space. So
she's
it's
a
really
superstar.
cool. Yeah, her outfits are always
On point.
On point. Yeah. So good. And you've just released your latest single, How You Like Me Now.
Yes.
Very exciting. How does it feel to have that out for everyone to listen to?
Oh my gosh. I think I was super nervous. I started like promoting it, I think it would be like 6 weeks ago. Yeah. And my manager was like, no, like don't tease it early. And I was like, no, like, I want to tease it early and then I can just like build up the hype. And then, like, over a couple of days, like I posted one video, didn't think too much of it, and then I like woke up one day and it had like 200,000 views.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, okay, shoot, now I have to keep this up. So yeah, like I started teasing with like, I think it was like 8,000 followers, and then I hit 10 in a couple of days, and then kept like posting teasers of How You Like Me Now on Instagram Reels. Now, so release day was yesterday, and we've got like 27,000, which is crazy.
Wow. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's super like weird to me. I can't imagine that many people like in a room. But yeah, so some of the reels did really well, and I felt like a sense of like pressure to like for like the song to go well, just because of all the hype that built up on social media. But I feel like that's a really lucky thing like to be worried about. Like I feel like lucky to have that as my worry. But it seems to be doing really well. I'm so happy that it's out, because like people are like, Frankie, like I'm actually getting frustrated, like you've been promoting the song for too long, like hurry up and release it. But yeah, I'm really happy that it's out, because I'm really proud of it. Yeah,
it's so cool. I think it's amazing to be able to embrace the power of the internet in that way.
It has so much power.
And how TikTok has this immense reach that we've never been able to have before. And for you to be all the way in New Zealand and have people from the other side of the world listening to your stuff and really love it.
So weird.
We haven't been able to do that before.
Never. No. Yeah. I feel like social media is such a game changer, and like just talking to loads of artists, like I feel like that the playing field is leveling out a little bit with like social media and stuff like that. Yeah, and obviously you have the sped up versions, and sometimes you have like the slow and reverbed versions, which I really love, that everyone can kind of have a little taste of different styles and whatever they prefer. How important do you think it is to have those different versions? Do you think people can connect to each one slightly differently? Yeah, I think like TikTok and Instagram love like sped up versions of songs, especially like How You Like Me Now's hook is quite long. I feel like I'm gonna hiccup. Hang on. How You Like Me Now's hook is quite long, so like speeding it up, like I think it keeps people's attention span for longer as well. Yeah. And I also like the pitch changes a little bit. It goes a little bit higher, and I think I don't know. I think it like appeals to more audiences. Like I spent half the time promoting the song as the sped up version. And I just think like, I think having an extra little thing when people go look for the song when it's released, just having a few different versions is super cool. And then this time, when we put this one out, we did like an instrumental version as well. Yeah. So like if people wanted to like make their own verses or sing karaoke to it, like I've been hit up a lot about like a few of my past like songs. People are wanting like the instrumental version, so we thought we'd do it for this one. Yeah. That's actually really smart, because I think with TikTok especially, it's like really important for people to share and embrace the song and remake it. So instrumental version seems like a really good way for people to do that. I can't even take credit for that idea. That was Rory, but like really good idea. Yeah, so good. And then obviously we want to talk about your hit single LEYLA. Yes. I remember when this song first came out, I heard teasers on TikTok, and I was like, this song is so catchy, there's something super special about it. And thank you. I had it on repeat for like the first week, being like, this is so good. And I think a lot of people did as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the concept of that track? Absolutely. I was, first of all, like, this is like the main question that I get asked, like, LEYLA is a real person, and we changed the spelling of her name by one letter to like give like some like anonymity, and like just love LEYLA. She's actually a really lovely person. So the song isn't like a like bashing her or anything. No. And I was with this guy, and he we were like had a little thing going on, and then he would not stop talking about this girl LEYLA, and I think they ended up like getting together after, and I was like, oh, I love my life, yay. But I brought it to Rory, this idea, and he helped me write about it. I think it's like really good for anger management in my case, like but yeah, that's the story behind it. It's pretty crazy.
Love it. And like I guess being able to perform it live as well.
It's so good. It's like a stress release and like a healing experience for me. Yeah.
Totally. And everyone, like the last time I heard you perform it, everyone was singing the words
Oh,
and
it's
everyone
nuts.
knew it. Like
Yeah.
how does it feel for everyone to be singing that back to you?
Yeah, so I did a few open slots. Like I did a lot of open slots actually. When I was before I went on my headline tour earlier this year, and I had like a few moments on stage where I could like see people mouthing the words to that one, but there was only like a few people who knew it. And then when I went on tour, like we did our first show in Raglan and people were singing it, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then Tauranga was like the next show, and that was when like my team and me and my band and my family realized like, oh, like shit, like this is like they're so passionate and so loud. Like I was standing side of stage and I knew that it was going to be so like such a loud show because they were screaming so much. And then there's always like the moment of truth when you like start singing your first song and you're like you can judge like how loud a crowd is going to be, and they were so loud like I could barely hear my own voice, which was super fun. And then LEYLA, we always play it like as an encore, and I'm like, bye guys, like I'm going home, and they're like, no, you haven't sung LEYLA, and so I come back on, and it's super fun, and that's, I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite song, and they sing it so loud, and it's just it's real fun. I never thought I'd have that in my life, and I do end up like having a happy cry after most of the shows.
I think it's like perhaps somewhat relatable, and someone might have a LEYLA in their life, or they've had a shitty experience with the relationship, and you can it's like the perfect opportunity to be able to scream it.
Absolutely.
So that's really fun. And we also wanted to chat about your really stunning song, like You Won't Forget Me. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little about the inspiration behind that one?
I think this is funny. I think I'm a super like petty person, which is kind of, I don't know if I should be saying that about myself, but like I wrote this song and I'd been just like broken up with, and I was like, came to Rory and I was like, I want to like make a song go like so viral that my ex would never forget about me, and so I love that
idea.
And so I wrote about it, and I was like, the chorus is like, you know, I'll make sure that I'm everywhere, like I'll always be in your head and you won't forget me and what you did, and now that song, like funnily enough, is the one that is like playing on like the Air New Zealand flights, and
amazing.
So
I
hope that my exes hear it and they're like oh shit, like she's always in my head, I'll never be able to forget her, and I'll be like yep. But that song was written out of like pettiness, but also just like like I was super heartbroken when I wrote that song. That's like it's probably one of my favorites though. Like it's I like to have like songs that like capture exactly how I'm feeling at the time. So that was a super like fun one to write, but also just like really healing to write. Like writing about real experiences is really, it's like therapy. It's really nice.
Absolutely. And you've mentioned you work a lot of the time with Rory Noble.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, what are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned from him?
My goodness. I think I met him like a year and a half ago. I DM'd him on Instagram with the stupidest question. I was like, how do you get verified? And he was like, I think you just
be famous.
I know. And I was like sitting with my like 1,000 followers, like, oh, okay. We got talking, but like working with him, I think like how important it is to have a producer that like listens, and like really gets your vision and like what you want and can like bring it to life. But also like he wrote in a way that I'd never written before, and then as I like worked with other producers, I was like, oh, a lot of people write like this. And so it's when like you come up with like a concept for a song, or use reference songs, or like mainly like just have like a beat playing, and then you have a mic, and then you turn like the auto tune and the reverb all the way up, so you're free to like do like vocal scats and do whatever you want, and then it will still sound good because like the auto tune's turned all the way up, and then you kind of you just like sing, and then you go da 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 da, and like it usually turns into words. Like often he'll say to me, oh, that sounds like you said this here, or that sounds like you said this, and so we kind of write off of that, and then obviously the auto tune goes down as we write the actual song. But I think having like a safety net of like loads of reverb and stuff like makes me feel like I can do loads of things without sounding bad. But that's something that I learned off him, and yeah, he's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. No, I guess it's like great, and it seems like you're quite hands-on in the production process, and you can see and understand what he's doing there.
I literally like suck at production. Like I can say what I mean. Like I can say, can we do something like this? And he'll say, oh, you mean like, and then some random word that I don't even know the meaning of. And I'm like, yeah. So he's good at, like, even though I know almost literally nothing about production, like I'm learning, and he's learning to, like, he's always like being able to get like and like decode what I'm saying, because I like usually have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm super particular, but yeah, he's awesome.
I think that's really important, to be particular and know exactly what you want, and also I guess not get swayed by other people's opinions too much.
I think it's also good because I trust Rory so much, and like often like I'll just go out if I need a break from the studio, like I'll go out and chill, and I don't have to like freak out that maybe he's changed the song too much, or like he makes it so much better. And yeah, I'm really grateful to be able to work with somebody like him because he's so talented. Yeah.
He's talented.
I know.
Grammy nominated.
Yeah,
talented.
He's Grammy nominated talented. Yes.
So that's really awesome that you get to work with him.
Yeah.
And then what have been some of your core highlights working on these past couple of songs that you've released?
Goodness. I think I had a moment during we were writing LEYLA. That was one of the first songs we ever wrote, and it just took us a while to get it out. But yeah, like he was adding like the last parts of the song, and we'd written it in like a day, and like he was just like doing last finishing touches, and I got all these goosebumps all over my body, and I was like, oh, I feel like this is gonna be like a really good song, like I feel like this is gonna do well, and I feel like that was my intuition a little bit, saying that it would have been like, I don't know, I think it's definitely one of my favorite songs that I've put out, and I know it is for a few of the like fans and listeners as well, but yeah, and then, I say this all the time, but yeah, so I've been a massive fan of Benny for so long, and so,
yes, Benny.
Yeah, love her, she's so cool.
She's so good.
And, like, I even had, I can't say this, I was telling you about this before, but this is so embarrassing, I hope she doesn't see this, but I used to have, like, a fan account for her.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if I actually got around to, like, posting on it, or, like, I archived some of the posts, I don't know, but, yeah, it's out there somewhere. And
we'll
I just
find it.
But yeah, and then in March, I was like, oh my god, Mum, guess who just followed me? And she was like, who? And I was like, Benny. And I was crying.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was like crazy, and just to like my mum like had bought me like tickets to go see like a meet and greet of her, like when I was back when I was like 13, so it was super, I didn't get to go because of COVID, but it was super like full circle. I think selling out my first Auckland like headline show at Big Fan was really nuts, and like I couldn't believe it to the extent that like I didn't think anyone was gonna come for some reason.
That's
so
crazy.
I was sitting in the like dressing room, and I was like, guys, I bet you know nobody's come, and they're like, Frankie, you're an idiot, like you sold it out, you idiot. And I'm like, I just don't think anyone's gonna come. And they're like, there's like everyone's out there, like you'll be fine. And I was like, okay. But yeah, that was super, like to be able to say that I'd sold it out, and like I don't know, I'm just like so grateful that happened, and yeah, I think the moment after the Tauranga show, even like noticing how loud those fans were, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of the shows that were to come. I think that was real special to like share with my team. Like the songs that me and Rory had written together are now like hundreds of people are screaming them, and I'm just like, it's just the craziest feeling ever. But yeah,
I love that. Yeah. Well, let's manifest a collaboration with Benny.
I would see, the thing is I
take
feel
her
like
on
I'd freak
tour.
out. Please, girl, please. I would pass away. I would literally freak out. But yeah,
that would be great. No, it must be such an amazing feeling. All your hard work paying off, and everyone hearing and listening to all your music. It just must be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's real nuts. Like I can't quite like comprehend it. It's it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
And who are some of your favourite New Zealand artists at the moment, would you say?
I love Bexy. I think she's so amazing. My friends Park Road.
Yes.
They're so cool. And like their style is like on point as well. Like their outfits are like top tier.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I was going to go to their Whammy show, and I couldn't because I'm not 18 yet, and I'm just like...
Oh, that's annoying.
I know, I was so upset, but I saw videos and I
are you
killed
18?
it. November.
Okay.
Well, we have like, how many months is that? Like 4 months?
Yeah, let her go.
Let me go to the show. Where's I need to get a fake ID or something. We don't condone that. But yeah, like obviously
so cool.
Beanie, like I was saying.
Yes.
Ricky Reed.
Yeah.
She's awesome. Yeah.
Love that. That's such a good list. And you've got your next headline show in Auckland coming up at the Tuning Fork.
Yes.
How exciting. What are you looking forward to most about that performance?
Oh my goodness. I think having like, I love having like, so the Tuning Fork stage is a little bit bigger than the last venue I played in Auckland, and I think I love having like bigger stages, just because there's more room to dance around and run around, and and also just like I feel so rude calling them fans, like, because I feel like they're my friends.
They're your fans.
But yeah, just seeing like the fans, and like I haven't seen them for so long, and I feel like I was seeing them so often, and even a few of them came to like all of the shows, but I haven't done my own headline show in a while, and so yeah, I'm just super excited because they usually get to talk to them for like an hour afterwards and just like meet all of them, and it's super fun, and like they give the best hugs, like they're so lovely.
That's good.
Yeah, so I miss them a lot, and I'm just excited to even like to play How You Like Me Now live for the first time while it's like out in the world.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super fun. So yeah. I'm excited to like choose an outfit as well. I love like choosing my outfits.
Yes, it's so much fun. There must be so much other stuff, like apart from the music, like obviously meeting the fans, getting dressed up, making it a really special occasion. That must be all fun parts of it.
Yeah, so fun, I love all of it,
Nice. And what's next for you in 2024?
Oh,
Are we expecting more music? Are you going to take
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, there's like I think I've said this a lot in like past interviews, but like our New Year's resolution was to like write and like record and like get out as many songs as we can this year, because I have like a tendency to like want to like sit on songs and be like, no, I need to like perfect this, or it's not the right time, or I need longer to promote it, but I think we're following it so far, so there'll be a few more releases, which I'm really excited about, and hopefully some more shows, and we're looking at doing like some overseas shows possibly, so I can't say anything yet, but it's going to be a really fun year.
That's so exciting. I'm really excited for your journey. And I've loved following you so far.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Like, this has been so fun.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just like chatting to a friend, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, if anyone wants to find me on social media, Frankie Venter music everywhere, except for Spotify, then it's just Frankie Venter. But yeah.
Lovely. Go listen to her new songs. Go see her on tour and her shows. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.